So California, of course, because they're so squirrely up in Sacramento, they're always trying to find ways around this. But basically, the schools get funding based on the days that your kid is in. Sick days, however, do not count against them. So the message is clear. Keep your kid home from school. You guys can maybe, go to a theme park. You can spend the day perhaps actually learning something by going to one of our great museums or places that are available and around in nature here that are still open. Do not. We're asking people, of course, unless your kid has a truancy problem already, don't excuse the absence. Just have them be absent, and then it's going to hit them in the wallet. And we're also having rallies at various locations, like the one we're having here in Simi Valley.
So how often and frequently do you guys plan to do this?
Well, once would be really great, wouldn't it, if it got the point across.
Okay.
I think you can see that when parents push back, that they're not used to it, right?
Yes,
so
right.
It would be great. Actually, Mark Changizi, who's a doctor who talks about the incredible harm that masks do, says, it'd be great if rather than parents having to become science experts and show up to board meetings and do all these, do all this learning and arguing, it'd be really great if school board members would show up to meetings and defend why closures, masks, and vaccines are needed, effective, and without harm. That would be great.
Now, okay, so this is over vaccine mandates. You said that parents are showing they're just not used to this. Let me ask you this. Obviously, this is a big fight, and this is a huge fight over vaccine mandates. Have you guys seen any results? Have you seen any, any repentance from any teachers whatsoever? Or do you feel like you're up against a brick wall when it comes to the educational system in California?
Well, let's divide that into a couple. Let's unpack that a little bit. So first of all, teachers, totally not the enemy. Teachers, by and large, want to teach. That's why they got into the classroom. They have a love of a subject or of kids or of learning. Teachers' unions, that's a whole
I gotcha.
Issue.
Okay.
So it's not just about vaccine mandates, by the way. I think what happened with locking down schools when most other countries in the world didn't, many other states didn't.
Right.
We saw the very real harms that were done to our kids. And then those of us who got to see and listen to Zoom school found out what
right.
I'm going to watch my language, what loads of interesting stuff that's organic in that
right. Sure.
was being fed to our kids.
Yeah. Good. Listen, this is I'm so this is what I love. One of the things that I've been saying here, Roxanne, is as bad as things are, and particularly, quite honestly, for those of you in California, I do believe that the pendulum is going to swing. People are they're Americans, and at some point they get tired of being pushed around. And you look at what's happened. You look at what has happened with these vaccines and with these lockdowns. In a sense, had they not occurred, you wouldn't know that these people are completely corrupting and brainwashing your children. So in a way, the left totally exposed themselves, and I hope this ends up biting them in the butt.
Yep. And by the way, I have to say, I'm an immigrant from Jamaica and made my way to California as soon as I could. People love to make fun of California and dunk on California, but everything that happens here is coming for you in the rest of the country. So I know there are parents in Texas and Florida and North Carolina who are going to pull their kids as well in solidarity on Monday. But here in Simi Valley, we'll be at 2:30 out in the town center way in Simi Valley, and we're going to talk about why we're doing this. It's not just for our own individual kids. It's really for the heart of America and what it means. I mean, don't you remember Melissa Harris Perry? These aren't your children.
Yes.
I beg to differ.
Yes, I do remember that. So basically, any child that's that's out of school, the school loses about $85 daily per student if the student is absent without an excuse.
Yep.
So that's
and here's the thing, it's hard to push back because for parents especially, our schools are our community. They're our home. That's the center of our kids' life. So something like that, because people will say, oh, well, just do homeschool, just do private school. First of all, in California, Governor Hairgel made a mandate for public and private, while keeping his kids in a place that was able to attend in-person school and not actually keep them on the vaccine schedule that everyone else is on. But you can be a little brave. And having them skip school on Monday, it's just a little bit of bravery.
all right. And what type of response are you guys seeing with students themselves? Are students fed up with the mask mandates, with the vaccine mandates? What are you seeing as far as the students are concerned?
So that falls into two camps, right? Depending on your child's age, their personality. Some are beaten. I mean, they're absolutely broken souls who think that if they lower a mask, they're going to kill grandma. And that's tragic, right?
Yeah.
And then some of them can't breathe and can't wait to get out of school at the end of the day and rip it off. But here in California, which has beautiful weather all the time, and that's why we live here, my kids are mandated to wear a mask outdoors. And most of the school is outdoors, right? Like, we don't have hallways and stuff. We're outside.
It's totally insane, and it's totally unscientific. Listen, Roxanne, if people want to help you out or be a part of this movement or become informed about this movement, how can people find you? Where do people need to go to reach out to you?
Well, they can find me on Twitter at Roxanne, at Roxanne4AD46, Roxanne FORAD46, and I'll be sure to share your information with the organizers. I'm just a lone mom in a minivan, but there's a million more of us, and we'll be darned if you're going to tell me what my kids can and can't do. In terms
Roxanne, you're not just a mom in a minivan, you're a juggernaut, and we need more people exactly like you. This is what it's going to take to save America. So God bless you for what you are doing. I'm proud of what you're doing, and I hope it goes well for you.
Thank you so much, and we hope to see everybody out there on Monday.
All right. Good job, Roxanne. Good job. All right, this is Carl Jackson filling in for Larry Elder at the ReliefFactor.com studio, 888-971-7243. More of your calls on the other side. Tom, I see you. I'll be coming to you next.
Streaming on Salem Now.
Tesla was a genius. His most amazing discoveries thought to be written in